Funny how Spirit does that. Just forces the issue. I'll tell you what, it's kind of crazy. We'll just hop right into it. But some kind of premeditation that I have for the sign of Capricorn. I found the best way to relate to signs is to talk to the ones that you know. You know, I've got several books on astrology and different signs and different signs of the zodiac to be able to get a little bit of an insight on what that sign is and what they're all about. But the best way I've learned is to talk to the people that you know that are of that sign, and to kind of get their deepest desires out of them, and things that they wish they would have done when they were younger, or things that they wish they would have accomplished when they had the opportunity to do so. I went to my grandfather, who I'm named after as well, and it was pretty powerful conversation that I had with him. He's a Capricorn, as well as my grandmother, but I got a pretty good insight on his life, and he's got dementia, and it's really hard to talk to him, but I've seemed to be the only one in the family to be able to carry a conversation with him, and to be able to transition conversation into another conversation, because I can remember his memories with him, and celebrate him as if I was hearing it for the first time each time. It's a real gift to be able to do that for someone who knows that they have that problem, and who can sense that your kindred spirit is helping them along and not really judging them or making any ill thought towards. Sorry, I had a phone call. I gotta put this on airplane mode here if I can. There we go. Sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, talking to your family members that are living out cycles and patterns that are before you, and you can recognize those patterns and those cycles that they either accomplished or conquered, or still are having repeat in their lives. And so dementia was a weird way of kind of going into this, but I was really able to go deeper into his stories to kind of get answers, and it was really interesting, and I took some notes. I've been hearing him with dementia for about 5 years now, hearing him tell the same story about wishing he could be an Olympic star and ice skating and how good of an ice skater he was. But there was a lot of things in those patterns that were actually meant for me, and I actually paid similitude to him and thanked him for repeating himself so many times, because it's actually serving a purpose for me, and to help me along my ascension, and to help me awaken to the spirit just been screaming at me, telling me things, and I've been so complacent and ignorant of the spirit that I didn't hear some of these things. And maybe over the last 5 years I've been prodded, and a lot of it done by my grandpa as well, just telling me some fascinating stories. We'll get into a little bit of that, but to get through these cards, I want to go through kind of the format that Spirit showed me to run with and to go with. And it starts with you, Capricorn, on kind of how I'm going to dissect the readings from here on out, and to kind of manage them. But in the 5D manifestation, Capricorn, you need to pay attention to your subconscious dreams, and maybe even look up a dictionary key for keywords of things that you're dreaming about. Some keywords that I came up with by intuitively thinking about them was film, fire, hands, kite, quail, and smile. And if at the end of the reading I have enough time to kind of go into the dictionary, which I have one, I can dissect that more for you. But those were kind of big insights about your sign, and about what you're going through, and what is being manifested from the 5D and ultimately into the 3D, into your daily routine, and the way that your life is going to change and be for the better. But Capricorn, the catalyst to your manifestation is learning how to break cycles and patterns to make room for brainstorming for new approaches to the challenges that you face today. Also, breaking a routine, mundane and boring routines. It makes time for idle hands and making mistakes and being too comfortable. So don't allow yourself to be too comfortable in any circumstance. You should always challenge yourself and to being comfortable in discomfort or uncomfort. So that's the catalyst for your manifestation. Moving into another catalyst is we don't know our own strengths until we put them to the test. That's a very true statement. And it says faith, patience, hope, testimony, perseverance, resiliency, mental clarity, and being able to look through a clean lens at the circumstance after a break or after a timeout or after sleeping over for a night, you know, and really thinking about the decision, letting it go into the 5D and then back down into the 3D, allowing the manifestation to be a catalyst. And then the anchor, which is what's holding you back from manifesting what you want and what you really truly desire, is when acting becomes the reality of doing. So when you act a certain way which is not in alignment with who you really are and what you really want, it becomes the new reality. You're acting. So what we think about, we bring about, and as above, so below is the standard here, and that could be an anchor for you, a real hurdle for you to get over. Capricorn challenge, another anchor. Holy hell, how am I going to do this? Seems like a monumental task, a big thing to do, much bigger than you've ever seen in your entire life as far as a obstacle. Another advice right here below that is to sleep on it. Count your Z's, get good night's rest, allow your mind to be empty. Solutions flood into empty spaces. Remember that. Solutions flood into empty spaces. And options, you know, they'll flood to you as ways of good, better, and best. So maybe in threes, being able to see the good, better, and best of all situations and all choices and moving forward. Also, Capricorn, the trophy, truly being shown the error of your own ways and your own choices. That right there is a trophy. That's a mirror. You get to see in the mirror the error of your own ways, and to renew vows that you made with yourself or with other people, or renewing sense of purpose, your place in the world, your purpose. So it's a real big step, is admitting your own wrongs, you know, admitting your own wrongs to a sense that you can get to the core of the issue and solve the problem. So that's the trophy. That's the trophy right there, is being shown your own mirror, the error of your own ways. The valor, or what it takes courage to accomplish, is being able to define the problem to the core. I just got done saying that. Eliminate all distractions, like shucking corn. You know, when you shuck corn, you're taking the exteriors away and getting to the core of the issue. And it's another quote here, or one that I wrote for myself, is push oneself to learn more rather than to do more. Seems like we like to get distractions in our lives to cover up things that we don't really want to face. So we'll make ourselves extremely busy, but in the reality of things, they're just wearing ourselves out. And the real essence of this lesson, or of valor, is to push oneself to learn more rather than to do more. Capricorn, another placement of valor is finding comfort in being uncomfortable. I think I mentioned that already. And it says never settle for what is comfortable. You know, push yourself to learn and to adapt to new environments, surroundings, and to be alert to the growth and the growth opportunities that surround you. And Capricorn, the savior, is what would Jesus do? You gotta always ask yourself in a situation, what would Jesus do? And Jesus would say, be in the right place at the right time. That's what Jesus would say, and that's what he would do. And it says clear out conflicting energy, ability to manifest. So clearing out the conflicting energy, the things that's in your mind that's of negativity and telling you can't do something, when in reality it's blocking your manifestation skills and your ability to manifest truly what you want when you stay positive about it. So stay positive about what it is that you truly want and want to see, and and start to see that in yourself. I mean, Jesus was a perfect being, and he, I'm sure, was a master manifester as well as a healer. There's very, it's very descriptive in the scriptures of how much he's been able to do as far as healing goes, but also the ability to manifest, to operate in the confines of magic, you know. So that's the Savior. Capricorn, the sacrifice. Silence, not saying anything at all. You know, give up that barrier that you create of silence, not saying anything at all. You know, put a voice or truth behind letting go of the baggage, but not the experience. You know, when you have nothing to say at all, what you're doing is you're closing off your heart, and also closing off the ability to use your voice, your throat chakra, your heart chakra and throat chakra, and everything above it being blocked off. And when you actually hold on to the experience and you take the lesson and the cycle broken and the things that were in, you know, go and coincide with letting go, rather than letting go of, let's per se, the person, let go of the baggage that was around that person that made you have a ill judgment towards that person or place or thing. It says, embracing the lesson without devaluing another for your own loss. And you know, you're tempted to say for your own good, but in the end, it becomes your own loss. In a sense, you wind up playing yourself by not acting out of alignment, by not acting out of a place of being in alignment, or a place of high vibration. And knowing yourself so truly and deeply, and loving yourself so truly and deeply, that you would only bring that same amount of love or care in a situation that is earth-shaking. Capricorn, the lesson: serious thinking needs to be done alone. Avoid trauma bonding. Years, even decades, can pass, and regret may threaten your peace because of repeated cycles. So when you don't allow yourself to be alone with your thoughts and feelings, and to be able to dissect them with your own thoughts and your own direction and guidance, you're not only not listening to your intuition, but you're also blocking, you know, and allowing the threat of your peace in the future, because you're allowing that cycle just to be repeated somewhere else, with someone else, or alongside of the chaos of something else that's similarly related. The Lord will keep showing you these cycles and these patterns until you learn the lesson. You come away with the lesson. So don't let this be a thing of regret later down the road that'll threaten your peace because of the repeated cycles. Capricorn, the moral of the story, there's several of them, bear with me. Having the end goal always in your crosshairs lead to the answers when challenges arise. So how awesome would it be to be able to see a challenge coming before it gets here, and to have a solution before it arrives, because you know the energy of the challenge. You can decompartmentalize several different challenges and the way they feel and the way they look, and you can actually have the answers because you already have them when you go within. And it's tapping into collective knowledge, but it's also being able to tap into your intuition and spirit guides that are always there waiting to give you the answer. You just have to ask, knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Moral of the story: knowing how things play out and when to make a move from when to make a decision, and being the independent anchor. That's what my grandfather, he's a Capricorn, born on January 18th. He said independent anchor is what he was known as, because of the fierce choices that he made that came out of a determination, sheer determination. And he said that they called him the independent anchor. And as you can see in my manifestations, anchor is viewed as what holds you back. So as much as I love my grandfather and all that he's been through, and he's a warrior at heart and a sacrifice for the family, and accomplishing as much as he has, and beating out his patterns and cycles, I can see this as being a major cycle that I want to take upon me and eliminate from from his karma, but also my own as well. Because we all have the karma from our ancestors, and it's up to us to break the cycles that they couldn't before us. So I'm named after my grandfather, and so I have a real strong bond with him that's a soul bond. And so I feel that in the pre-existence we discussed this issue, and he said it was going to be a real challenge for him, and he chooses me, you know, to conquer this one for him. I think this is his biggest challenge, was the independent anchor, and not really understanding what that means. He took on the vow of silence, and how that played out for him in the end. He knew that he would reunite with the one he loved, but it was at the very end. And what a difference it would have made to have taken on a different persona rather than having the independent anchor. It has a lot of connotation that just feels kind of silent, you know, a vow of silence. So it's like, I don't really necessarily agree with being silent, but there's a lot that can be said in being silent. But how long do you be silent? And you wonder that. And then right here we have another moral is problems, trials, setbacks are the best ways to learn. So embracing that fact, and the best ways to learn is to teach. That's another fact that you can embrace, you know, and to test yourself when you teach another how much you actually know about the topic and the subject. So, and in being able to teach, you can learn even more. And then also the best ways to teach is surely by example. Be an example of the believer, but not only that, be an example of the knower, the one that knows, that went within and found concrete evidence of what he knows. That's the example of the knower. So be an example of the knower. Slogans that came to mind, I normally probably do a quote in this category, but the Capricorn, I feel like slogans need to be said at this time, and slogans come from the armed forces of the United States of America and what their slogans are, and maybe one or all, or maybe just a couple of them will find resonation within you. So the Army is "This will defend." That is their slogan. This will defend. And then the Marine Corps is Semper Fidelis, which is Latin, and it means always faithful. So that. I thought that was really awesome. Always faithful. And then Navy, Semper Fortis, always courageous. Always courageous. Navy, always courageous. Air Force, they had kind of a different one. It kind of reminded me of a cheerleader chant, or whatever you want to call it. Aim high, fly, flight, win. Go, fight, win. Fly, fight, win, flight, win. So, yeah, aim high. You know, make your goals high, and make yourself uncomfortable in that sense, you know. Yeah, and you'll win. I promise that. Coast Guard, Semper Paratus, always ready. Always ready. Being alert and being attuned, being in alignment, feeling the energies as they come through you and around you, and knowing when danger is upon you, and when to fight or flight, so to speak, or when to act out of courage, or to act out of virtuous ways of exhibiting patience, which is patience is a virtue, of exhibiting faith, and those things that were listed earlier, you know, perseverance, resilience, when to exhibit those things, when to move and when not to move, when to hold back, when to give all. So it's really awesome there. You know, always ready. Space Force, always above. You know, in space, you know, always above, but you're thinking more. I thought this was really interesting because I didn't know Coast Guard and Space Force were going to be included. I thought there was 4 main military units, but there came up on the internet was 2 more, the Coast Guard and the Space Force. But Space Force was always above, you know, taking the higher road always, you know, and using your higher self to make the best of decisions rather than better or good, you know, of the decision. You're making the best of them. Your higher self is navigating you through all the challenges, and having your third eye and crown chakras open, and your throat chakra, being able to speak what's on your heart, but what's also on your mind, and being able to feel energies that are around you, and to discern which ones are yours and which ones are not, and to make the wiser of the decision, you know. So let's get into the cards and see what's flipped out right there. I hope that didn't take too much time, but I think it was well worth it. I put a lot of work into digging that information, and I hope to continue that trend. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if it's kind of, whoa, that was kind of out there. But of course it will be, because it's going to be right. But anyhow, just give me some feedback on that. That would help me out a lot. If any certain things you'd like to see that were added or implemented, that would be great as well. So I appreciate the feedback, appreciate the like, I appreciate the support, I appreciate the subscribe as well, and I really just want to help people. That's what I feel like my purpose is to do, is to help people find their own purpose. So kind of an odd job, and even to call it that. But anyways, that's my beliefs on that. I'm going to flip past, present, future on these three cards as well. Just give us kind of some insight in Capricorn. So give us the past, present, future, Spirit. In that order, past, present, future. Past, present, future. Alright. So we have completion, cycles coming to a completion. That's kind of what we were talking about, allowing these completions to take place so that you can make room for that empty space to be filled with solutions. They love empty spaces, those solutions, and they'll be flooding right in, and you'll have a sense of direction once this takes place. So that's beautiful. And it's like, you know, don't be your own worst enemy, and keep that cycle going and chase your tail. You know, you see that right there, and he's eating his own tail. So you'll wind up just regretting that, I'm sure. You want your tail. Anyways, that's the past position. So this is something that you were going through, and this is also a number 9 before completion. So yeah, this is the past position, and it's in perfect marking as far as numerology goes. But also that compass, you know, that sense of direction. I mean, you had no real sense of direction, and you just went what felt comfortable. So I think that's where you're at now, is allowing cycles to close so that you can actually see clear, just like in the pre-read here. So in the present position, Spirit, show us in the present position and how this relates here. Present position, where are we going with this? Maybe that's too many cards. In the present position, too many cards. You are so fumbled right now. You are so flabbergasted at what to think. I think in the present moment, you're just a little, there we go, Pachamama, becoming one with Earth. And that's what you are, is you're a grounding sign, and you're an Earth sign. And so you have the ability to find yourself being grounded, being rooted in. And not only that, Pachamama is grounding into the energy of Earth and taking care of our planet, and to be a gardener or a planter, or like landscaper, or somebody who plants trees, an arborist, somebody who cares about Mother Earth and is co-creating with the elements of Earth. And so we see right here, it's just like enlightenment, things that were you know, hidden from us are now being shown to us in full clarity, full HD, you know. So, and then the throat chakra, you see that too as well, that being highlighted, the throat chakra being open and be able to speak the mind, but knowing when to. You see the mouth is closed. This Pachamama isn't, she's more in tune with the feeling and the vibration. And where do we feel our vibration from our voice? We feel it in our throat, but we can have that vibration, Mother Earth, Pachamama, that vibration of the planet. So being a part of the collective knowledge, but also of the collective health of our planet, and knowing what it is that the planet needs to be healed. So I mean, I think that this is in the present moment, you're feeling more connected to nature, more connected to going on walks, and to clearing out your mind and clearing out your energy, and to kind of having a wind down to the end of your day, or to the end of your week, whatever it may be, getting some recreation in your life, whether it be a bike ride or something where you're connecting with the nature. So really beautiful card. And yeah, and wearing that crown, you know, the crown chakra being opened, and a headdress signifying a some kind of achievement, like a chief. That's coming into my mind. Chief, or a boss, or moving up in on the ladder in a career field, or also in social status as well. So yeah, that's in the present moment, and it took a minute to get there. Maybe you have a lack of confidence, you know, a lot of cards spilled out, and deciding what it is that's the core of who you are and what you believe in. So yeah, and I think that's a difficult place for anyone. I mean, who knows really their true north and knows exactly what they want and what they're doing? I mean, very small amount of people do, and I mean, that's what we want to do, is be able to share our talents and our abilities that may inspire others. It might be their medicine to find their way along the path and along their own journey. So let's see the future outcome for Capricorn here. Future outcome, or Spirit's advice, or just the future position here. Future position here. Future position, and what it says. Oh, see, in the future, you just have a lot of anxiety that's deriving from worrying about the future, or the outcome of certain things, the designed plan that you have designed for yourself, that you've courageously taken upon yourself. You're yes, it's kind of a flip. It flipped into my hand. It's kind of you know, there's a flip in the script, a flip script. What's this card? The staff. Yeah, that ability to have foresight, to be able to have leg up on the competition, or a neck up. You know, this is a giraffe here. This is an animal that gets all the leaves at the top of the tree, you know, that don't ever starve. You know, the other animals can just get the bottom leaves, but these guys, they can take them from the bottom up, you know. But this is having a leg up on the competition, overseeing eye, but this came in the reverse, and it was a flipped card. I don't normally like to take flippers, but it flipped in my hand. And yes, it's staff and stability. Maybe like say you were an old person and you needed a cane to walk with, so it's like losing your staff, losing your stability, losing your sense of balance, of equilibrium, or of happiness, or of foresight, or of connection to another that has foresight, you know, and a sense of direction and guidance, you know. Yeah, and the future outcome. So the future outcome, and not necessarily that this completion of a cycle. I think this is all a challenge position for you. The challenge position meaning that if you don't complete the cycle, you'll wind up eating your own tail, and eventually gobble yourself all the way up, you know. And it's like, if you don't connect into nature, and you feel the true vibration of what nature has to offer you in this present moment, what you're jeopardizing is the loss of balance, of sense of direction, of internal guidance, and higher knowledge, and to have an overseeing eye on possible situations, outcomes, and circumstances that come your way. So yeah, that's yeah, and you see the neck is really twisted up. I mean, in the upright position, I wouldn't normally have read that, but you see on this neck of this giraffe, and it's kind of like a skull, and it's like, you know, and I'm looking at it in this down position, and it's like I'm recognizing this now, and seeing this, like, this knots in your throat chakra, knots being knotted up and being twisted up, and not knowing really what to say, not having a voice to state your own opinions, your own authentic your own authentic belief to a certain circumstance or to a certain outcome. This is in the outcome position, but you don't feel like you have a sense of voice or clarity of mind to be able to really state what you really feel and state for what you really want. You feel like burdened with manipulative, self-manipulative, but self-sabotaging, but also of toxic energy of repeating cycles. So that's the challenge there as well in that position. So we're going to go to another deck here. We're going to get some tarot cards on this, see what comes out in the great sweet tarot here. I'm being guided to, yes, this deck right here. This is the tattoo deck. This is, I don't know necessarily who, I'm not going to quote who, but if you recognize the cards, you know what they are. Anyway, the tarot in the past position, what is it that you're manifesting? What is it that you want to do to break the cycle? Is there something that you're manifesting in the present moment in regards to the past? What is it you're manifesting in this present moment? Getting grounding in the present moment that's regarding the past. Let's ask that question to Spirit. That's a pretty good question. And what come out of it is the Ace of Swords. Yes, truth, honesty, the authenticity of what God has to say about it. What would Jesus do? You know? And it's like the truth. Stand in your truth. I think Jesus would stand in his truth. He would wear his crown chakra proudly, and he would, you know, if love of a situation, you can see the roses hanging down, you know, and I kind of see that as kind of a dying situation, but he would steadfast in truth and honesty, which would always, you know, give life to any dying thing, is to feed it with truth, with honesty and authenticity. So that's in that position. Any more cards, Spirit, in that position? In regards to the manifestation, you're manifesting truth. Well, truth out of who or out of what? What's the situation here, Capricorn? What kind of a truth are you manifesting here? Truth. What's the lie? What's the lie? What's the believed lie? Is there a lie, Spirit? Let's see what the manifestation for truth is here. Too many cards. It's like you don't know. You're unsure. Look how many cards is flopped out. Too many for me to read right here, and that would be way too difficult in too many directions. Let's narrow it down, Spirit. Let's narrow it down. Thank you for responding. Let's narrow this thing down. Narrow it down. Show us this. There it is, the Knave of Swords. Another card of truth, of mental conflict. Look at, he holds that sword to his head, and he's kind of got like a scowl on his face, and his third eye is on his neck. You know, it's like, man, and it's like his third eye is like his chakras are in confused places. It looks like right there at his hands, he's got his green, his heart chakras on the sword. He's using his heart rather than his mind to make words. He's using his heart, and he's using a hurt heart, a blocked heart. Look how much armor is around that heart chakra, and that third eye is so confused. It's right there at the throat chakra. It's like so discombobulated, not knowing a sense of direction. And the truth, Capricorn, this is somebody that wants to know the truth within themselves. They don't really necessarily understand what it means to go within, and they hear it and they don't really contemplate what it is. You know, you see the snake tattoo on his hand. He's just ready to be defensive, be on guard, you know, and to show the enlightenment in his actions within the sword. It's like acting out of spite, acting out of character, doing things to seek revenge or vengefulness. It's you know, appealing to those around him or her. You know, the style, you see the hairstyle. It's like, you know, keeping up with the Joneses. It's more of a material-based way of living, you know, and it's having a lot of internal conflict, but not being able to face the realities of them, to solve them, and find resolution, and to move forward, and to forge your own path moving forward. So yeah, it's a disgruntled, good-looking person, but with a lot of potential. It's just being able to differentiate between chakras and putting them in the right place, and to be enlightened, to allow the enlightening to take place. Take off these guarded areas, these walls of protection around the heart, and allow yourself to not only open your heart and give some self-love, but to also receive love and to give love as well, is the ultimate desire in this position as well. So it's taking that sword of truth, the Ace of Swords, and seeing things for what they are, and looking at them for your own faults. What it was it that you did in your own crown to kill off, whatever love was there, or whatever life essence that was there. Like I see it on the other side, this life essence. I don't know. What's coming to mind. But then this armored hand, and this gift of knowing, deep knowing of your own faults, being shown the errors of your wrongs. And so I think that's a pretty clear understanding right there, and it's just like a self, it's for the self, being able to understand the clarity, having that static kind of removed and a clear picture replaced. It's wonderful. I mean, this is what you would pray for, and in all honesty would hope to receive, an honest answer, and it's about your own honesty. In the Pachamama, you're experiencing the star in reverse. This is a healing card in the upright position. This is a card of healing, being able to flow through waters, and being able to fill your cup and then dump them, and fill your cup and then dump them. So it's being able to not only be healed, but become a healer, and to heal others around you. Stars, yeah. The star is also, this is in the reverse position, so this would mean that you're not really going deep to the core of your problems, and solving there, and having resolution there, or having closure there, or it's something you think about nonstop, and it hurts, and it's more painful than a physical pain is the mental pain, or the confusion, or the mental fog. And so it's really closed off your heart, and even in future endeavors in your heart, and in your job, and your kids, and future love. It's really to see the star in the reverse position, especially in the present moment. I can feel for you, and I'm sorry, but you know what to do. I mean, I hope that you do, Capricorn, that you're so determined of a person anyways, just because of your sign being the goat, the determined one that would climb up on the side of a cliffside and just jump from rock to rock, and land and land and land. And so you have evidence of manifesting what it is that you truly desire in the past. You already know how. It's just connecting the dots, connecting the stars, seeing your zodiac as it is, and your birth chart, looking it up, and being able to delineate what your birth chart is, and how it pertains to other readings that you find, or that you see, or that you seek out in personal reads. So yeah, it's like allowing that healing to take place, but this is like you're blocking it out. You're blocking it out. Anything that has to do with the reason why you're in so much conflict with yourself, you're blocking it out instead of facing it head on. Facing it head on, as you can see, facing it head on. So that's the challenge for you too in this present moment. Any other cards in the star position, and what is anchoring or not allowing the catalyst to take place in this manifestation? Thank you, Spirit. Right here we have the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands in the upright position is a queen that is sure of herself, that is confident, that has this flair and this magic about her, and that is fierce in her decisions, but fierce in a way that it brings good to all. It's a queen of passion, a queen of desire, and a queen that is well sure of herself, and is very fashionable, and can manifest whatever she wants. She's holding the magic wand right there, and it's of things of fiery passion, you know. And so she's very beautiful too. I would say she's the most beautiful queen of all the queens. But then also in this reverse position, you're losing those qualities that make you beautiful. Beautiful is not what is seen on the outside. It's more seen because of what radiates from the inside, from your heart chakra. With your heart chakra being closed, it's very hard to exemplify that beauty nature of what the Queen of Wands is, to being sure of yourself, you know, and that heart chakra, just knowing what you want and going for it, and not holding back, you know. And it's you can see on there too, it's like this Queen of Egypt kind of look to her, this Cleopatra, you know, kind of a sense to her, you know. And being enlightened in that upright position, like, this girl has power, this girl has edge, this girl has sass, this girl has complete control of her circumstance, and has foresight like the giraffe, and seeing things come as they come, and being able to react to them and respond to them in a more proper way that's going to balance the energy. And she definitely has the power to do that. But in the reverse position, it's just confusion. It's seeing lust and over love, and seeing things in reverse, seeing that which is bad as good, acting out of character, doing things that are risky, more risky than what the Queen of Wands in the upright would be permit at this time. But yeah, in the reverse position, also in the present moment. So future under the staff, you know, that sense of losing your oversight, or your foresight, or that eagle eye view on your own circumstances. That's in the future position. But what, Spirit, can we do to reverse the manifestation here? What can we do to reverse these cards in a way that we can see things more positively? Card just flipped out, and it says the Three of Coins. Three of Coins. Three of Coins is working together, coming together to work together, becoming a group, allowing others to work on the problem with you. Say it be a spiritual guide, a counselor, a tarot reader. Hell, it don't matter. Whoever's making it work for you, let it work. You know, and you see the star in the middle right there, and then you see the hard work that's going to take. You see the engineering tools right here. You see the pickaxe, and you see the hammer there, and you see the compass. It's like really, you know, making a design of what it is that you want to manifest. That's going to be your healing right here and the future outcome. That's what's going to bring healing, and that's what we ask Spirit, is how can we flip these cards around? What is it going to take? It's going to take teamwork. It's going to take, you know, allowing yourself to be positive. You know, this is teamwork that's positive teamwork. There's no negativity about it. It's allowing yourself to be coachable, allowing yourself to also teach what it is that you're learning, and to be a good example of what it is that you've learned, and to gain wisdom and higher knowledge, and to allow yourself to ascend and put your chakras in the right places, to feel things for as they really are, rather than putting on the rose-colored glasses that might actually be mud from what it looks like. So yeah, just take off all the glasses and have a clear lens. If any glasses, put on the purple ones, the ones that you can see from God's eyes, you know, from that crown chakra, from knowing all things, not just believing in them, but knowing, having actual factual evidence that would allow you to make a good team, and be a good teammate, finding good teammates to surround you with, and those that will bring you up rather than tear you down. So that's in the future right there. Any other cards, Spirit, to add to teamwork? Add to teamwork, yeah. That came flopping right out of the top. Yeah, and it's the Seven of Coins, and it's in the reverse, you know. And the Seven of Coins is more in similitude to being ready to adjourn on the journey. But I think that you need to, in order to take on some healing here, it's going to take some teamwork. And you can flip this card as well. It's like knowing when you're ready is what I'm getting for this. You've done some of the inner work here, and it's like allowing yourself to ascend from level to level to level. But when you got the right team around you, you can ascend pretty quickly. I mean, I've been working with some people on a personal level, and I've been watching them ascend pretty darn fast once they catch wind of the spirit. Once they feel what it is that's been haunting them for so long, and that's been digging at them for so long. Once they get a clear picture of that, they're able to connect with their spirit guides and with their guardian angels, those that have passed on, that are their ancestors. They can connect to them, and they can seek higher knowledge and call upon them for any given circumstance, to any given spirit that they want to call at that time, that they know would be excellent at that time, and very helpful at that time. So I also had 2 cards just flop out, you know, and I don't know why they flopped out, but they flopped out. And it's the 6 of Cups in the upright position. It's longing for somebody or someone in your life that you there's a cross in a heart, you know. It's crossed my heart, hope to die. It's the promise, it's the vow or the covenant or whatever it is that you are longing for, and having feelings of thinking back to good times, thinking of the good times rather than being flooded with the bad times. So just remember the positive, remember the experience, not necessarily the and experience in the lesson, but letting go of all the baggage that makes it a bad experience or a bad lesson. You know, all of them are good. All of them are for our better good, and so we wouldn't be who we are today if it wasn't for that. But being paying honor, but also gratitude to that experience. So it's like you are reeling to all these good times and reeling to all the positive things. That's what's kind of carrying you through this. And actually, that might be what you're doing, is connecting to those good times so that you can be positive, and rather than negative. That's what's transforming you. And this is kind of outside of all the past, present, and future, but I think this is you know, more connected to your present. That's where it flopped out on, was the present, and it was over the top of the star. And, you know, you're in a place of not healing because you're not allowing yourself to think of the positive, you know. So think of the positive in your life. The next one that comes out is the 9 of Wands in reverse. That's really good. 9 of Wands in reverse is you know, 9 of Wands is accepting what is, and going on your journey, moving forward. And it looks like that's what you're having a challenge with, and that's why your Queen of Wands is unsure, is because she has no real sense of direction. And it's like being sure of your direction is the 9 of Wands, being sure of the direction. You see that arrow right there? It's amidst all the confusion and conflict, there's still one arrow going one direction. And with all the stars that are around this bundle of wands, this bundle of what would in the 10 of Wands be a burden, a heavy burden to carry. So it's like you see one direction to go, but it's like this in the reverse is within the chaos. You're sucked up in all of this, and you're not having that sense of direction, which is also in the past position, which also tells me there's a lot of repeating cycles here. And so that's underneath the Queen of Wands in reverse. So a lot of reversals in this spread, and I'm normally kind of hesitant on reading reversals, but I think that's my own wanting to make it better for you guys, and that's not really teaching you much if I were to set them up right. So I read the cards how they are. They don't lie. They tell the truth. And so you know, coming to terms with this and seeing the clear picture is ultimately your healing agent here. But let's go into this future outcome, what this teamwork thing is all about, what that means, and what that might pertain to you. Let's go right into a little bit more tarot here, kind of give us some tarot direction, a sense of direction here. But we got the Animal Spirits Tarot, and this will connect you to you know, the spirit animal. It's kind of be your your totem animal, your totem check off for relief. You know, and what came out right here is the Hermit. And this is allow yourself to be alone. Go in for your own enlightenment. Allow yourself to create your own voice by seeing for yourself what it is that you hold within. It's not like anyone else out there, and this is necessary for all human beings to have an ascending or an awakening or to be enlightened. Is this time for the emperor or empress, is what the turtle is in similitude to, a heavy guarded turtle shell, to allow himself to go within. You see, he's protected as he does so, but as he goes within, he lights his own light, and in a dark space he is enlightened and awakened, and he can from there step out of that place. So it's allow yourself to go within and to be by yourself. And this is before teamwork. This is Spirit's telling me before the teamwork, before you have, you know, your lost sense of direction and all of this, that's got to guide you into being alone. Allow yourself to be alone, and allow yourself to learn from being alone, actually and truly and faithfully alone, believing in the Savior, believing in what you're going to find is going to bring you to sheer joy. And that turtle, they live forever. Those turtles, they live way longer than humans do. And so it's not only being protected and guided by Spirit, but it's also for longevity of life, of joy, of satisfaction. And this is the one big awakening that will awaken several areas in your life that will bring you to your purpose. So any other cards in this position? Spirit. All right, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. What you're going to learn when you go within is going to be something that you're going to be able to teach other people. You're going to go within and you're going to be able to find a way of making some kind of an income, whether it be secondary income. But with this showing up as the Ten of Pentacles, I would highly doubt that this is secondary. This is very primary ways of gaining income, as by being able to be authentic in your own voice and to be able to tell your own truth, and how this will be medicine. Like I just get medicine on here, but also help others to heal chakras that are lost and misplaced. You see the colors here, the throat chakra, you got the heart chakra, you got the sacral chakra, which is the purpose, and it could even be green, but pink, you got green, you got all the colors of the chakras here, that and red, your root chakra. You know, the things of passion and desire, you know, being at the core of the pentacle, you know, what you had to fight and what you had to battle, the demons, the red, the fire that you may or may not have evoked upon yourself, but to understand that. But this is in the upright position. This is beautiful. This is let the record play all night long, like the record play. It's like people will want to hear what it is you have to say, and it'll be on record, you know, hitting record, you know, to be able to say what it is you need to say. Let your mind digress the things that you've been going through, because guess what? There's several others going through the same thing, and you are medicine to the soul. So allow yourself that awakening. All right. So the awakening, going into the hermit mode. Any other cards, Spirit, that we need to address at this time? Let's do the moon cycle here. So what moon cycle? What kind of a expectancy on time? Say it, you just take this advice and run with it. What's the expectancy in time, Spirit, that we can see results? It says a fiery climax approaches, full moon in Aries. So this would be about the end of March and beginning of April. So a fiery climax approaches. So you can bet on it that, you know, this climax of your awakening, which puts you out about 6 months, which is that's really fast. And it took me a damn year to get to where I'm at right now, but 6 months is pretty fast, you know. And in Aries is a great sign to start. That's the start of the Chinese calendar, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Aries, yeah. Your other half of being the goat, you got the ram, you know. somebody that's as determined as you are, and who's nearby you, who you can rely upon for strength. Might be an Aries sign, but also the time stamped. When I asked for the time, it was in April, so the full moon in April. That's beautiful. All right. So anything else, Spirit, we need to see at this time, at this Lionsgate portal for Capricorn? Anything that stands out that has not been mentioned, either in the pre-read or in the card read? All that says this reading is done with that deck. I wasn't listening. I was forcing it. So sometimes that's the way that works. But what I need to do at this time is give you a nail in the coffin. And this is, I wanted to go into words of your dreams, but we're approaching an hour. But let me get you a card here for maybe a stone that you can carry with you, and to kind of give similitude to this reading, but similitude to your own experience. There was one card that came out. I'm going to go with that. There were several others that came after it, so you're going to probably be buying some more rocks after this first one. Anyways, Tiger's Eye. This is what it looks like. Tiger's Eye. And what it says is courage, optimism, and power. A courageous and brave stone. Tiger's Eye motivates you to show up as your best self, dispelling any fear and doubt in your path. Known as the shapeshifter, Tiger's Eye embodies healing energies from both the earth and the sun, drawing optimism toward you while also grounding you in reality. Call on the warrior inside of you and pursue your ambitions with laser focus. With confidence, strength, and power, Tiger's Eye helps break through any blockages that stand in your way. Activate the warrior inside of you. It's amazing. But anyway, it's connected to Leo, Capricorn, and the Sun as its motivational planet. Leo, Capricorn, and Sun. All right, as promised, if I got a few minutes, to look up some of the words that came to me in the dreams about your dreams. Film was the first one, and we're going to see what it said about film. It says, to see a film in your dreams signifies that old photos, old movies, and old photographs are on your mind. There is a need to preserve these personal mementos of the past. Relax and reflect on days gone by. The next one was fire. It says, fire is favorable to the dreamer if you do not get burned. It brings continued prosperity to sailors and voyagers as well as to those on land. To dream of seeing your home burning denotes a loving companion. For a business person to dream that their store is burning and they are looking on foretells a great rush is in business and profitable results. If you dream of kindling a fire, you may expect many pleasant surprises. You will have distant friends to visit. It says, to see a large conflagration denotes to sailors a profitable and safe voyage. To those of literary affairs, advancement and honors. To business people, unlimited success. And then we have hands. It came up in the dream. If you're dreaming about hands or some form of hands, it's going to say for us, let me get to it. It looks like hand. If you see beautiful hands in your dream, you will enjoy great distinction and rise rapidly in your calling. But ugly and malformed hands point to disappointments and poverty. To see blood on them denotes estrangement and unjust censure from members of your family. If you have an injured hand, some person will succeed what you are striving most to obtain. To see a detached hand indicates a solitary life. That is, people will fail to understand your views and feelings. To burn your hands, you will overreach the bounds of reason in your struggles for wealth and fame, and lose thereby. To see your hands covered with hair denotes that you will not become a solid and leading factor in your circle. To see your hands enlarged denotes a quick advancement in your affairs. To see them smaller, the reverse is predicted. To see your hands dirty denotes that you will be envious and unjust to others. To wash your hands, you will participate in some joyous festivity. To dream that your hands are tied denotes that you will be involved in difficulties and loosening them. You will force others to submit to your dictations. So following hands, we have Kite. And Kite says, to dream of flying a kite denotes a great show of wealth or business, but with little true soundness to it all. To see the kite thrown upon the ground foretells disappointment and failure. To dream of making a kite, you will speculate largely on small means and seek to win the one you love by misrepresentations. If the kite ascends beyond the vision, high hopes and aspirations will resolve themselves into disappointments and loss. The next one is Quail. And it says, to see quails in your dream is a very favorable omen if they are alive. If dead, you will undergo serious ill luck. To shoot quail foretells that ill feelings will be shown by you to your best friends. To eat them signifies extravagance in your personal living. And the last one is Smile. Smile, smile. What is smile in dreams? And almost there. Smile. It's got to be close. There it is. And it says smile. To see a smile in your dream denotes that true love awaits you. Wonderful. Thank you. I appreciate your support, and I appreciate your ad. I appreciate everything that you do in support of me, and I wish you the best in your journey, and I'm always here to help, and I will see you on the next video, Capricorn. Have a good day. Namaste.